Hi there, welcome to lesson 3.3. In this lesson, I'll be taking you through the Divi theme settings. So, a quick overview of what we'll be covering. We'll go through an overview of these Divi theme options. There are quite a few things in there, but at this point, most of them you don't really need to worry about. But I'll give you a quick overview of what they are so that you kind of know what everything is. And then I will just show you the key elements that you really need to look at this point in this early stage of your website design. So what those are is where to upload your logo, where to upload your favicon, how to put in your default brand colors, and where to add in the authentication key to keep your theme updated and linked to your support account. Okay, so that's it. Let's dive in and see how all this works. Okay, so let's take a look at how you start updating some of the settings through the Divi theme to start making the website your own. So I've got the dashboard open here, and then I've got another tab open with the front end. So you can see how things change as I'm doing them. So there are a couple of key places that you need to be made aware of. So if we go down here, we've got a Divi menu, and where you'll be making a lot of your changes are either in the theme options or the theme customizer. The theme customizer you can also access by going to appearance customize, so that will take you to the same place. Just a little FYI. So let's just start going through the theme options to begin with. Okay, so we've got all these tabs across here. So I'm just going to go through the stuff that is relevant, because not all of it will be, and it's kind of better to work through these things as and when you need to. But at this point, there's definitely a number of aspects here that it's useful to have that overview at this stage. So obviously here, the logo. So this is where you would upload your brand logo. So the Divi logo defaults in here, so you can just replace that by uploading your logo here. Favicon is the same thing. You upload that and it will replace that little image on your browser tab. The fixed navigation bar, so if we just look at what the default is, when you scroll down the page, you can see how the nav bar just sort of resized itself and moved up a little bit out of the way. So that is this option here. So if I decide I don't want that effect, just click that button and then hit Save Changes. And I'll reload the front end of the site. Okay, and now you can see that it doesn't stay at the top. As I scroll down the page, the nav bar disappears. So I'm just going to re-enable that for now. The color picker's default palette. So this is where you can put in your own branding colors. So you just click on each swatch and then you would copy and paste in your branding colors for your business. And it just means when you're going through making changes to individual parts of the website. So what that means, as you're building your website and you need to change different elements, you'll have this palette here, and if you update it to your brand colors, then you can quickly access your own colors. Scrolling down, if you want to link your website to Aweber, this is where you would put in the authorization code to do that. So these are already turned on, so it just means, and this is kind of a bit more advanced, but if you're at the point where you are linking to an email autoresponder, and when you're adding new lists, you can get it to automatically regenerate those lists for you. These social media icons are the ones here in the footer. So for example, if I turn that one off, just saving those changes, reload the front end. Okay, so now that icon is gone. So that's how you control what appears in the footer. Here is where you paste in your links to your social media pages, so that at the moment they won't go anywhere because they're not linked externally. So you would put your links in there. You can ignore all this WooCommerce stuff. That's just if you are creating an online store and you're linking your Divi to WooCommerce, you've got some functionality here. Okay, so that's probably everything we need to just look at this point on that tab. So on the here on the navigation tab, I would just leave everything as a default. Again, as your website becomes more developed and you think that you might need to have more control over your nav bar, if you want to do something that's sort of different to standard, then you could explore these options to see if there's something in here to help you. Again, this layout tab is for the, well, for example, the posts. So these are for your blog posts, so you can choose what information appears underneath the blog post title. You can turn on and off comments as a default and turn on and off your thumbnails as a default. You'll have the option to sort of manually override that on individual posts. This is the place where you can do some sort of global changes as a starting point. Same sort of thing. So these are just sort of global settings. Again, I'll just leave everything as a default for now, and you can come back to them if you need to, if you feel that you need further customization as you get more into your website build. Ads, I just wouldn't worry about for now. The SEO stuff, I wouldn't worry about in here. Okay, here's where you can add snippets of code. So if you're well, and you should be putting Google Analytics onto your site, you can add the code in here. In case you missed it in a previous video, this updates tab is where you authenticate your Divi key. Okay, so that was just a really quick overview of the options. At this point in time, I would just look at this, focus on your branding stuff, so uploading logos, favicons, updating your colors, and just making sure that you've got your copy of the theme authenticated.